Hello YouTube, and we have a YouTube exclusive here. Now, if you haven't already, and you've probably seen it at this point, either the thumbnail and or the title will have our record. This has been a great debate for a while on the stream and on the channel. Many times people are just like, why would you tell me the record? I want to see what's going on. And then here, a perfect example of getting, well, you can read it. Do you like this? Would you like to see this more often? Would you like to see them put in certain playlists of maybe 5.0s, 05s, and something in between? Let us know in the comments. Until then, though, let's see what happened. Vesperlark, Reanimator, in Modern. Jumping right into it, here we are, Vesperlark Reanimator. A lot of you have asked for this one, and so we're going to replay it here on the channel. Now, we're not going to make any changes because I don't think there should be any changes. We have the mill package, which includes Hedron Crab and Stitcher's Supplier. We have Jace Vryn's Prodigy, so that we can loot away some of our big creatures like Woodfall Primus, Ashen Rider. We have Collective Brutality to discard it if it comes into our hand as well, but mainly here we have the Vesperlark and Body Double synergies, allowing us to reanimate cards in the graveyard. We also have an Unburial Rites, and quite frankly, that's what we're going to try to do. Going to double Stone Rain with either Woodfall Primus, Ashen Rider, using the Footsteps of the Goryo, and hopefully just set our opponent back so far that we can win the game. Now, Prowess is being used quite a bit, so we've got things like Iona for red, Elish Norns, and Resolute Archangels, so these will be brought in when Prowess is there. But otherwise, in general, the Woodfall Primus and Ashen Rider should do just enough. We do have a random Ginge Ataxius. The reason we're keeping this is because, quite frankly, it is what got us to that 5.0. This list exactly as it is. Definitely go check that out if that interests you. Thank you all for watching. Please remember to subscribe, and let's get to the matches. Here we are, match number 1, playing Vesperlark Reanimator in Modern, and we'll see how this goes. Always a pleasure to run the homebrew here on the stream, or really, for YouTube. Remember, this one's a YouTube exclusive. Hopefully you're enjoying. Let's find that opponent. Let's play some Magic. Here we are, we found our opponent. Let's go. All right. Opening hand is just about everything we want. We'll go ahead and keep this. It's a great way to start things off, too. We'll lead with probably just a Hedron Crab. We don't really have the ability to use Vesperlark just yet. We'll hopefully find that much needed fetch land to go get our white mana. Opponent is Hallowed Fountain here. Perhaps they'll path. Did shock in. They do path. That works for us. We'll go get a Plains. Now we have that white mana. Looks good to me. All right. Misty Rainforest is our second card from our opponent. Gets a Triome here. We've got the nice Hallowed Fountain here. Nothing too worrisome. Let's go ahead and just play a Stitcher here. I might even use one Collective Brutality to see what's going on over there. Stitcher's mills over Woodfall, Footsteps, and a Watery Grave. Seems reasonable to go ahead and use this once just to see what else I could tag in their hand, and we'll get a better read at what we're playing against. Well, we'll take the only card that mattered there, Force of Negation. We have Uro and a few lands. So we're in actually a great spot here if we can find something to help us here in the graveyard. Uro's played. We're going to play probably the Triome. Does so and drew a card. We have Snow Covered, Stomping Ground, and an unknown card here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. No fetch land that we are aware of. It's a little awkward to play Collective Brutality and then not have something hit the yard here. I'm almost tempted to just kill this and see what we get. Suppose I'll do that after attacks. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and just kill our Stitcher here. Maybe I'll go over a Body Double. No such thing. All right, Watery Grave tapped, pass turn. Euro is not the worst thing for us to be running into, especially now that I have an Ashen Rider in our yard. We can definitely just exile the Uro or exile more lands. Won't matter to me. Plays Jace the Mind Sculptor. Decides to brainstorm here. Okay. Brainstorm away. I can pretty easily just cast a Vesperlark next. If they ever try to bounce it or remove it, it'll be fine. We end up finding ourselves a Footsteps of the Goryo, so with that, I think we'll go ahead and Footsteps the Woodfall Primus. This will help us get rid of Jace here. I'm thinking I want to get rid of Jace and something else. I could get rid of 2 lands. The Snow-Covered Plains is played. Jace is kind of annoying. Let's get rid of Jace. Let's not try to be tricksy about this. And persisting back, we have green, blue, green. Let's just hit the Triome here so they don't have double green. So Uro is not really a thing right now. And I think the double green is going to be harder for them to have. Now, I don't particularly want this to be pathed. It might here. Wouldn't be the most ideal. Field of the Ruin. It's a fine card to see. Glasspool Mimic's kind of a cute one here. Let's go ahead and attempt to cast. I feel like I should attack first. Let's attack first and then look to cast Glasspool Mimic here. Growth Spiral. Okay. Just draws a card. We do have a path. All right. Get our land. Not the worst. Not the worst. We'll cast a Vesperlark here. I think I might try to just cast the Glasspool Mimic as well. I could also wait. Do I want 2 Vesperlarks? Yeah, let's go for this. I don't get to do this too often. So let's go ahead and make the most of the situation here. Get to copy a Vesperlark. If my opponent counters this, fine. It's a counter that doesn't hit something else in the future. I just have Vesperlark now, but Vesperlark can bring back Stitcher. Maybe I can hit that Burial Rites that I'm hoping to hit. And then we'll get to replay Ashen Rider. 2 Footsteps are in the yard already. We'll see. We'll see. Plays a Wrenn 6. This will allow them to get the land choices they need. I don't imagine a down tick on Vesperlark. It just gets the Stitcher Supplier back. All right. I will take the Stitcher Supplier. We'll see if we can mull over a... We mull over a Body Double. There's a Ransack. It's nifty. All right, we'll do Ransack, see if we can hit anything useful here. Jin-Gitaxias, Marsh Flats, and a Mind Rake. I can make them discard a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a little high. I have 7. If I pick up the Marsh Flats, I could draw something in the future. I could pick up this Mind Rake with the idea that I'll get that later. Maybe I can use it on them. Alright, we'll take the Mind Rake. I don't believe I reveal that at all. We'll attack them, and when they replay this Uro, I'll try to use Mind Rake to clear the hand a little bit from them. We'll do no other casts here. Alright, so it's a Stone Rain for us. Unfortunate. Can't do much about that. They see that and they might start just picking up the fields. Yeah. Which is not great for us. It's not great, but it's also not really progressing them by just fielding me all the time. We do now have blue, blue, green, green, so this is Uro. So Mind Rake's going to be useful here. Vesperlark's a good draw. Footsteps is a good draw. And Burial Rites is a good draw. Body Double's a good draw. I have numerous good draws here. Jace is okay. Let's go ahead and play Jace down here. I'll go ahead and Mind Rake my opponent as well while we have the opportunity, and I'll just pass. Jace is super nice because getting to redo Jace will be fine. We'll use Stitcher as a blocker. My opponent's going to have 3 cards after discarding some Uros there. 2 of them to be exact. Number 1 and number 2. So here, pick up Ren in 6, Field of the Ruin, go after a Watery Grave here. After going after the Watery Grave, play new Uro after attacking with Uro. Yeah, we're in trouble just because the Field of the Ruin they figured out is a Stone Rain. Although this is kind of nice. Mystic Sanctuary picking up Path to Exile. Okay. They want to draw this so they can path Jace. Puts the field in. We'll definitely block here. Mill a few cards. There's our Burial Rites. So that looks good. Paths. No need to search. We don't have any basics. Gonna go after my land as well. So we have 1 card to beat here, but I can like play an Ashen Rider. So Unburial. It's probably just Unburial on Body Double here. Body Double copying. I could copy Jin. Jin Jataxius might actually be a better one here. Unless my opponent has a counterspell. Alright, my opponent had Cryptic Command. Unfortunate for us. Now they can't use Field of the Ruin anymore. We have Uro to beat. Picks up Flooded Strand. Plays this card. I'm really worried that they're just going to pick up Mystic Sanctuary, have the Cryptic. They have the Cryptic in hand, do the Uro. 6, 12, 18 here pretty easily. Not much I can do. We can tap 1 more time to Footsteps here. Let's go ahead and try to Footsteps Jin Jataxius. That would give us a chance to get back in this game. Maybe they allow this to go, not really realizing what it would do. Alright, they pick up Mystic Sanctuary. They're doing that loop. We're just going to concede here and go on to our sideboard. Now, Ashiok is pretty decent in this matchup. I could bring Ionas to name blue. Might not be a bad idea, although white would get this, so that's hit or miss. What do we want to take out? Definitely like Jin. If I can get Jin to land, it's really good. Don't mind Collective Brutality. Can probably take out 1 Jace for an Ashiok and 1 probably Ransack for an Ashiok. A Rest in Peace would be pretty brutal, so I probably want to bring in the Disenchants as well. Bring Disenchant over 1 Collective Brutality. And maybe 1 of the Mind Rakes. We can't play unless we can get things to the graveyard and bring them back. So we'll take the Disenchants, we'll take the Ashioks to keep them in check. We can also use Ashiok for our own benefit here. And we'll see what that does. There, Ren in 6, there's Uros. I just wrote in the Pyro Prison Discord about not seeing a Money Pile at all. And what do we run into? Money Pile. Alright, we'll keep this though. We'll go to game number 2 and see where we go. Keep the opening hand. It's pretty decent here. I get a reasonably quick Jace. Not too upset about that. Let's see what they have to counter said Jace. Stitcher's a little late to the party, but it'll be okay. We'll go get a Hallowed Fountain so we have all of our colors. And Jace. Go ahead, opponent. Might have a removal for this, might have a path, who knows. Triome for our opponent, and giving me the turn back. No, it's their turn. Gotta be a little mindful of a mana leak. We'll see, we'll see. Let's try Hedron Crab first. So they mana leak the Hedron Crab, we're gonna say no. We're gonna go ahead and do our draw. Discard Ashen Rider. Play Stitcher. Mill more. We have Footsteps, Disenchant, and a Vesperlark. I'm tempted to hold Glasspool Mimic here, so we'll do Silent Clearing and pass. Next turn I can activate Jace, use Footsteps, and attempt to Ashen Rider if my opponent maybe taps out or something else. They don't do anything here. Let's go ahead and activate Jace as our first plan. Put a land into the yard. Wonder what I'm supposed to do here. I could attempt this Footsteps. I suppose if I do and my opponent has no counterplay to it, we will probably win from there. Let's go for it. I think this is worthwhile here. If they have the counterspell, they have the counterspell. If not, we're looking pretty good. Growth Spiral for our opponent. Steam Vents does shock this in. Mana Leak. Vetoes. Seems decent. All right, go ahead, opponent. One way to look at this is we're trying to get through, and if we end up having one of these hit, we have to blow up a lot of lands. If we don't, though, we'll eventually get them out of counterspells and perhaps get Ashiok. So we'll just have to just play along for a while. All right, I'm gonna put this into play. I'm gonna go ahead and attack, and then I'm gonna try to Ashiok. Once again, just one of these will eventually stick. I don't expect this one to, but maybe the Unburial Rites after this. We'll see if they like Ashiok. The answer looks to be no. Counter, draw. All right. Go ahead, opponent. Go ahead. Mystic Sanctuary can pick up this cryptic command and does so. It's gonna be a little tough to see that. All right. Bolts Jace, so we lose Jace. They have cryptic command open. Field of Ruin. We have a Stitcher. So we know it's cryptic command. Really tempted to just try to play a Vesperlark and follow it up with a Stitcher right after. Like, this is the least menacing thing we can do, but at the same time, it's going to put 4 power onto the battlefield. And if they try to bounce, path, or anything, this Vesperlark will be in good shape. Opponent gets rid of our silent clearing here. I will go get a basic Plains, just so we do have Unburial Rites as an option. I assume my opponent will probably go get another island, and does so. Plays an Uro. I will assume they have a land in hand. Otherwise, it's going to be really awkward with their Cryptic Command. They do, Scalding Tarn. Ooh, all right. Let's go ahead and attack first. Hits them for 4. Really like the idea of maybe trying to do this. If I try to Unburial now, I could potentially Collective Brutality and Unburial Rights next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and then another one. So let's go ahead and fire this off. And we'll target Woodfall Primus. This should receive the counter spell. A Breeding Pool. They do shock in order to do this. Our Unburial is countered. Go figure. Opponent draws Mystic Sanctuary to pick up Cryptic Command. Cryptic Command is now on top of the library. I'm going to play Uro, it looks like. So if I draw that land, it's perfect right now because we get to Collective Brutality. Uro doing its thing. Draws that Cryptic, no land into play. We end up drawing a Woodfall Primus. Not ideal. I feel like we're Cryptic locked here a little bit. Let's go ahead and just wait a turn here and allow them to attack into me. Kind of in trouble because of the Cryptic Command. I'm really tempted to just block with this Vesperlark. I don't have a body double necessarily. We could also block kind of like this. Maybe I just chump block. I would get Jace back, which is kind of an interesting one to get back. Let's just do Vesperlark. Vesperlark and get the Jace back here. See if they have an interactive spell for this Jace. I'm thinking Path, possibly. And if it's a Path, then I get my land. Which is kind of what we wanted to do. Because now I can collect a Brutality. And when I... You know, we don't need to escalate that many modes. Let's escalate 2 modes to check. And we'll gain some life. Why not? Don't need the Woodfall Primus. This will check for the Cryptic. This should eat a Cryptic at this point. They have the Veil. I don't know if I can beat a Veil now. Let's play New Stitcher and pass turn. This isn't looking good for the home team. Veil of Summer definitely getting us. Opponent will attack. I will chump block. But each chump block is just setting me further and further back because my opponent's getting to draw cards. Let's go ahead and use the Unburial Rights. It won't resolve, unfortunately, because of the Cryptic Command. I'm just curious if they're going to go ahead and pick up the Mystic Sanctuary. If they do, we don't have that Ashiok in there. So they just counter draw. That makes me think that they've got just another counter spell of some sorts. They purge away a Stitcher here. And we're walking the plank here. Path's my other Stitcher. Attacks for 6. I have a Watery Grave in my hand. Opponent draws, plays a land, shocks it in for good measure because they're at plenty of health here. And plays a Triome. And the top of the library is another land. We're going to go ahead and concede. My opponent's got 5 cards in hand. Not a whole lot we can do. We're drawing at most a Vesperlark. So there you go, match 1 done. Money pile from an Omnath, or a Uro version, Bant, wins it. We'll see you in the next one. Match 2. Coming up here, Vesperlark Reanimator in Modern. Now, we've been struggling a bit with this list, and that is why you have not seen it on YouTube. Not that that last matchup is any indicator. We can definitely beat some of the things out there. However, if we're not beating the big scary Uros, the other decks we're running into are going to be running plenty of graveyard hate. It's a dangerous world for Vesperlark, but it does get the job done when it happens. Let's see what we do in match 2. We just need one good one. One good match. That's all we need. Stitcher, Footsteps, Glass Pool. I think we can keep this. Seems decent. Reasonable hand. And Tron, our favorite. Let's go. Let's win. Let's start with a Watery Grave here and a Stitcher. Need to mill something decent, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Ashen Rider is in the yard. We're good to go. Turn 3. Just an Eldrazi Temple and a Power Plant. Matter Reshaper. We need them to not steal my Footsteps of the Goryo. If they could do that for me, that would be great. Fingers crossed here. No, I repeat, no Thought-Knots here. We are 3 lands and a 4th land with a Glass Pool Mimic. We are close to Body Double as well. Fingers crossed. This is looking good. My opponent goes with the Expedition map to go find another land. Looks like I'm going to be going and getting a Godless Shrine and starting to hurt my poor opponent. Extra Eldrazi Temple is found here. My opponent does not attack. Wise. It's a little bit of a shame that it's not a Woodfall Primus, because then I'd be able to Glass Pool Mimic it afterwards. But let's not ask for it for everything, right? We're already going to get the Footsteps them. Already going to get to Footsteps them. Footsteps of the Goryo, Ashen Rider, 1 Eldrazi Temple down. Rinse, repeat, 2nd Eldrazi Temple down. You may have your Power Plant. Good luck, opponent. Double Stone Rain, no 5/5 that time. Field of the Dead for our opponent, 3/2. Will they attack? That is the question. No attack here. We're gonna play our Glass Pool down and pass turn, because now I do have Body Double. We'll cast Body Double. We'll cast Body Double. My opponent does have 4 mana here, though. Scary times ahead. Do we have Thought Knot? A 1/1 Walking Ballista, huh? Simple. Simple to kill. All right. Body Double number 1. Copying Ashen Rider. Ashen Rider killing Eldrazi Temple. Go ahead, opponent. That's 1 Ashen Rider. Let's get another, shall we? Blast Zone. My opponent's keeping up with our land destruction. That's pretty good for them. For how long, though? I am really tempted to, unless I see a Footsteps of the Goryo off the top. I think I'm just going to chump block here. Just chump block, see what else I mill here. Nothing of interest. New Stitcher. There really isn't anything of interest. Let's just make another Body Double. Body Double, Ashen Rider, Ashen Rider. Blow up a land. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. There we go. Oh, Unburial. Unburial that Ashen Rider. All right, so some disenchants here, probably okay. This can't name colorless, so that's a thing. Elesh Norn's interesting because it would shrink stuff. She might be okay. Maybe. Definitely this disenchant, though, interests me quite a bit. Let's take out a Ransack. Let's take out a Collective Brutality for 2 disenchants. And I want this Elesh Norn in here. I'm going to take out... Let's take out 1... I want to take a Jace. I probably should just take the Jin-Gitaxias, but Jin-Gitaxias is pretty strong here, I think. Let's take out 1 Mind Rake. Mind Rake's probably not very good. They're going to get something on turn 3, turn 4, and just... Their hand's not going to matter. I'm not going to Mind Rake their hand and get to a point where I'm ahead, probably. If they're playing the Thought-Knot Reality Smasher, we just need to be able to cast something rather than trying to set up our next turn. We'll see. All right, opening hands. It's pretty good. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep it. We can play Stitcher into Jace and then see what unfolds. So we'll go ahead and go for it. Not to mention that if we get Hedron Crab, we can really accelerate here because we have a fetch land. Urza's Mind. Expedition Map. Excellent. Alright, let's go ahead and fetch that Watery Grave that we ever so love having, and Stitchers for starters. Go ahead, opponent. Disenchant, Watery Grave, and Swamp hit the bin. Opponent has an Eldrazi Temple. Looks like they're going to choose to use that Eldrazi Temple. Alright, let's go ahead and lead with Jace here. And we'll just pass. I kind of like the idea of Stitcher being a little bit defensive here. We'll see if they want to, and they do. Just pop Expedition Map. We could be seeing a Reality Smasher. That would be fairly strong. Not going to attack, though. That way I can use Stitcher, maybe get Jace online, maybe get something in our yard like a Footsteps of the Goryo. Alright, Thought-Knot here. I presume Collective Brutality is going to be taken here. Although they could exile the Ashen Rider, so I don't get it in the yard. Doesn't really bother me one way or the other. Alright, we do hit our land. Let's go ahead and start with a Jace trigger here. Let's go ahead and get rid of Woodfall Primus. I'm tempted to just downtick Disenchant and get rid of the Expedition Map. That's kind of tempting. Oh, opponent not very happy with us. Let's go ahead and Disenchant here and just pass. All right. We'll wait on this Polluted Delta. No real rush for it. No real rush. I can block with Stitcher pretty nicely here. Goes after Jace. Oh, they're going to remove Stitcher, it looks like, too. That's fine. All right, it was exiled, so no luck, no dice there. We're going to just take a natural draw here. Hit a Mind Rake. Well, couldn't just Mind Rake my opponent here. Not worry about us being Mind Raked. Nah. Let's go Overload mode here, and we'll discard Unbarrow and Body Double. And that way, if I hit my fourth land, I can go ahead and Unbarrow Rights the Woodfall Primus. Alright, they got rid of an Ugin. Alright. Alright, Thought-Knot in for 4 here. No worries about that happening. We're going to 11. Expedition Map. They can go get another land if they wish, and they do so. Play this last land out. Power Plant. Alright, I'm going to hold the Polluted Delta again for one more turn for reasons like that. Let's go ahead and Hedron Crab here, and we'll go ahead and fetch. Go get what? Just at this point, Watery Grave. And we'll mill ourselves. Alright. Haven't run into a Vesperlark yet, which is super good for us. We do have the Crab. Oh, they might blow up Crab here. Karn the Great Creator. Not a worry for us. Opponent picks up something here. What it will be, who knows. Tormod's Crypt. That's a good card. We will wait on blocking for the moment. We're going to go ahead and mill them because they're not going to target their own graveyard here. Okay. Body double on... or Unburial on body double. They should just activate here. Sometimes people don't. Why, I don't know. We're gonna definitely be blocking the Hedron Crab here, I think, unless I want to go after my graveyard or theirs. At this point, they probably just down tick, get Walking Ballista, shoot this 2, and hit me for 4. They could also just activate Blast Zone, hit me for 4, and then have Walking Ballista next turn. We'll see what they get. Maybe they have that boat. That boat's pretty cool. The boat. Liquid metal coating to shut off a land, it looks like. That's fine. All right, so I can hit land. Could hit Vesperlark probably. There's a Chalcon 1 that hits just about nothing in our library. Let's go ahead and hold Crab. There's not a lot of benefit for me blocking. They're gonna shut down my white source, I presume. That's fine. Okay, body double is the extra card here. Let's think here. This activation, so we'll just go ahead and concede here. We don't have an out to what's going on right now. Body double and Woodfall Primus wouldn't have gotten there. Okay, any changes? Probably not too many. A Ransack could be interesting to bring back in. The Disenchant doesn't look like it's going to be very good, because it looks like they go get this off Karn. So I kind of want to bring these out and bring the Mind Rake back in. Kind of go closer to our original game plan. Let's give it a best shot here. All right. Well, you have Stitcher. Got some body doubles, which I don't particularly like having in the hand. But I'm Barrow Rights. I think I can actually do better than this. Let's go ahead and mulligan. Yeah, this is better. We'll keep this. I can get rid of one of the Jaces here. Play our land past turn. Scavenger Grounds is a good one, and a Relic's not too bad either. We can beat a Relic, though. We just have to play our creatures on the expected curve, which is definitely doable. All right, we'll go ahead and fetch here, Watery Grave. Let's go ahead and put Jason, because we're gonna have to play on curve now, and we can do that. We'll also get this Relic popped quickly, and the Scavenger Grounds is not that much of a problem either. Opponent Relics us. Eldrazi Temple. Sometimes they'll keep kind of a sketchy hand here as well. All right, so we have Vesperlark. It's definitely an interesting card. Let's go ahead and draw first. New Jace. Don't particularly like new Jace here. Let's put Vesperlark down. Let's put this into play and pass. This coming turn, what I could potentially do is use Stitcher and Vesperlark, so that's why the hesitation. Opponent's got a Matter Reshaper. We need them to pop the Relic, so we're going to get to that in a moment. Takes Jace, no worries, no worries. All right, bonus Vesperlark. Let's start with Jace Vryn's Prodigy. There's the body double. So we'll put body double into the yard. Let's play Stitcher. And then we'll see if I can get the Vesperlark Evoke on body double for something interesting. There is an Ashen Rider. We'll cast this on Evoke, and this will get the Relic popped. And the relic is popped. All right, cool. So we lose Vesperlark. That's okay because we had to get through that card. They're going to probably have to leave up Scavenger Grounds, I would think, but we'll see what they decide to do here over the next couple turns. Extra Eldrazi Temple, again, is not so worrisome. Cast, what, Vesperlark? Or sorry, they'll cast Thought Knots here. Takes my Unburial Rights. I sort of disagree with that one. So Bestral here is a Footsteps of the Goryo. We'll see if we get lucky enough. We had a Mind Rake instead. All right. Let's activate Jace. It's a body double. This is a very interesting turn here. I could put the body double into play with the idea that I can use a Vesperlark and kind of do the whole always get to bring back here, which is an interesting line. So play that. I could also put the Woodfall Primus into the yard. I think I like putting body double here and then just hard casting a Vesperlark and seeing what my opponent wants to do about this. Scavenger Grounds will probably be left on for the future here unless they want to do something where they shoot this once and then use Scavenger Grounds. We'll just have to see. Power Plant. Looks like just another Mattery Shaper. Leaving up a Scavenger Grounds here. No super surprise. Go ahead and block Vesperlark on Mattery Shaper. Trigger Vesperlark on Body Double. Body Double brings back Vesperlark. No worries. I have 2 Vesperlarks down in the bin. All right, we hit another land. Let's go ahead and I guess I don't need to fetch because of the Jace. Let's just use Jace here. Like a Jace to resolve, please. Jace should resolve without any problems here. We'll see if my opponent decides to do anything. Extra Vesperlark's kind of interesting here. We can go ahead and put Woodfall Primus into the yard. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 1. I guess we'll just hard cast a new Vesperlark here and pass turn. Now I have 2 Vesperlarks and things get interesting because my opponent has to keep track of the body double one specifically. Very little I need to do here. We'll see if they pop Scavenger Grounds. Casting for some Eldrazi spell. That's not going to happen right here. Cool. The bonus Vesperlark here doesn't really gain me a whole lot. Here comes a Reality Smasher, it looks like. Smasher it is. Okay. So, probably block here and here. Something like this. This should make them pop the Thought Knot, or sorry, the Scavenger Grounds. So Vesperlark targeting Body Double and Stitcher. Love to pick up Jin here. It's not going to happen. Scavenger Grounds is going to do its thing. I'll double down on the body double here, but I have a feeling it's Scavenger Grounds. Alright, so Scavenger Grounds takes care of our graveyard. We had a Relic in the Scavenger Grounds here. Pretty hateful on the graveyard interactions, but not much I can do to get through them. And this should be enough damage. We're going to go ahead and loot just to see what else I can draw. I do have a Collective Brutality, which is interesting. This is 5 here. I can kill this, but it's lethal. Alright, so we'll just concede. And there you go. Vesperlark, Reanimator, getting kind of taken out by the graveyard strategy in Modern. See you in match 3. 2 down. And we're down 2. Going into match 3. Graveyard taking us out. Value being able to cryptic lock us with Uro. It's not a good sign. The list probably needs a bit of an update. But what? It's tough to say. Putting more disenchants in just to deal with relics and Tormod's crypts, probably not a winning line. Hard to deal with a Scavenger Grounds. After all, our main strategy of blowing up lands is Woodfall and Ashen Rider. Uro is going to be difficult, and we don't have too much that interacts with our opponent's graveyard other than Ashiok, and if you don't land that Ashiok, you're not going to take care of the graveyard. What do we do and what changes? The evolution of Vesperlark Reanimator is definitely something that's going to have to ebb and flow based on whatever our opponents are playing. With that all being said, let's jump into match number 3. Let's find an opponent and let's see, can we get a win? We definitely do have a good chance in game 1, but after our strategy is found, who knows? We get to play first. Always a good thing. We have Stitchers and Jaces. This is definitely kind of a hand that you want to see here. No Footsteps to the Goryo, but we can definitely lead off with some very interesting pieces here. And I think with these pieces, we can get something going in our graveyard. So we'll lead with Stitchers here and see what we mill, which is a Woodfall Primus. We do see a Footsteps to the Goryo as well, so this Jace looks really nice. Glasspool Mimic looking a little bit, little weak here, as it will come into play tapped. Let's go get all of our colors here, using a Hallowed Fountain. Let's slap down a Jace, can pretty easily attack for 1 and pass the turn. My opponent's played a Triome, it's of the Teamer variety, and that usually only means one thing. We'll see. See how it goes here. We're looking pretty hot here. They might have to kill this Jace so I don't get the Footsteps and maybe have that 3rd land. Probably what they're thinking. Don't blame them. It's very likely. Renin 6, though, is their choice here, so we do have an opening window if I happen to draw a land. Now, Jace gives me a second look at this. Let's take a peek. We hit a Body Double. So Body Double will kind of do it. So we can play Body Double. We can evoke Vesperlark, triggering Body Double. Body Double brings Woodfall Primus copy back. I'm going to kill the Renin 6 because we need to get rid of that. We can play now the Glasspool Mimic sideways here, and I can just uptick. Attack for 1 and pass the turn. Now we're in a great spot here because my next turn is going to just be Footsteps of the Goryo on the Woodfall Primus in the yard. And I could maybe even just Mind Rake them. They did pick up a land here, and I didn't want them to pick up another land with Renin 6. Let's see what happens here. Can't imagine they want to be attacked by a giant Woodfall Primus. Hesitating. Unsure of what they would like to do here. Question marks. Do I need to bolt Jace? Do I need to double bolt Jace? Oh, we naturally draw it. We naturally draw it here. Let's go combat first. Hit him for 7. That is half of their life total here. I'm going to attempt... Let's attempt to cast the one in the yard. If they have a bolt, maybe they'll use it here. So Footsteps to the Goryo on the Woodfall Primus. Do you have a counter? This coming into play is a no good thing for my opponent. And we get them. So we get them in game number 1 with a double Stone Rain, leaving a 5/5 and having lethal. Can we do it again, though? Not entirely sure what my opponent's playing. It's probably something with an Uro. Makes me want to bring some Ashioks in. Probably can do that over 1 or 2 of these Mind Rakes and 1 or 2 of the Collective Brutalities. Let's actually do this. I think I just have to run it. I hate not having the disenchant brought in, but I don't think I have a reason to, because I think they're going to have their own Uros. And if it's a Tormod's Crypt, it's really tough to do disenchant into that. Maybe we need to somehow shut off, shut off artifacts. Maybe Stony Silence is actually a better play than disenchant. Just stop them from using their artifacts that typically get rid of the graveyard. All right. Well, we have a 1-lander here. That's never very good with this list. Being that we have only so many lands, I think we have to mulligan this. It's a lot of Vesperlarks. We're going to mulligan this one as well. Same thing, 1-lander. Here we go. A couple lands here. We can keep this, Collective Brutality. And I think I'll go ahead and just get rid of the plains. Now I get to play Stitcher into Jace and kind of do the same strategy. My opponent has these potential bolts, but who cares when you draw another Jace, Not to mention they're not going to really want to bolt the Stitcher necessarily. Body double hits the yard, but we don't have Vesperlark in hand just yet. All good, all good. We'll get there. All right, opponent plays a Misty Rainforest. No other follow-up. Let's go ahead and go to combat here, attacking for 1. I will attempt to slam down a Jace here. And we'll pass the turn. There you go, Jace lands. Fetch the Misty Rainforest, probably go get that Triumph. Nope, Breeding Pool. And follows this up with a Growth Spiral. So we're definitely playing against some sort of Uro list. We'll see what they run out here next. Ooh, Ashiok's pretty good. Ashiok's pretty good. Let's go ahead and get Jace out of here. Need our lands. I will attack Stitcher to Ashiok, trying to keep that a bit in check here. We'll see what else they mill over here. They did mill themselves. And if we do hit a few more lands, Body Double could copy something that they play. Copying Euro is interesting, but it doesn't stick around. Only downfall, if you will. Jace here. Let's go ahead and get rid of... let's get rid of a Woodfall Primus here. Woodfall Primus is a bit better with the Footsteps of the Goryo. We'll see what they do here. Fires. Ooh. Oh, well, they won't be countering me. Oh, Time Warp. Mystic Sanctuary to pick up the Time Warp. Uh-oh. Did we just get combo killed here now? This is not what I expected. This is cool. I like seeing a Fires deck in Modern. We are playing Modern, right? Yes, we are playing Modern. We have Ashen Riders. Woodfall Primuses. This is Modern. Jace Brainstorm here, finding fetch lands and doing Fires with Time Warp several times over may be the end of us. Time Warp with Mystic Sanctuary here. Picks up Time Warp and gets to repeat again. Not looking good. What else do you have, opponent? You're going to get to Time Warp again and use Jace. It's a lot of looks. There's the Time Warp. There's the fetch land. I guess Body Double won't be copying anything out of their yard. Picks up the Mystic Sanctuary picks up here. Jace can get this Time Warp and then they'll have a double queue of turns. I think they could play it, yeah. Second queue. So they have 2 after this. Now they have 1 after. Jace brainstorms here. Time Warp, so they have 2 after this turn. Misty Rainforest. They can pick up that Time Warp again. So now they can just naturally play the Time Warp here and go up with Jace if they would like to. They have 1 turn now after this one, drawing cards, picking up Time Warp plus some other cards here. They are about to kind of run out of doing things, though. There's Uro. Uro, and can recast this Uro, drawing more cards. We do know they have 1 extra turn here. They have a Renin 6 now. This is looking fairly good for them. Pick up their Misty Rainforest. I'll just dialogue through this because that's what we're doing here. Time Warp, 2 extra turns. Sorry, they lost a turn, now they're on 1 extra turn here. They went to the next main phase, had to hit F6 again. Jace using Brainstorm, Misty Rainforest played here. So we have, what, 1 extra turn after this? We're going to play Uro out of the yard. Basically combos. So they have 1 extra turn here. They can attack for 6 to a Jace. And just kind of do it all. Picks up a land with Renin 6. They're not quite there with Renin 6. Ooh, Tameo. Tameo returns Time Warp to the owner's hand. They cast Time Warp. They're going to get to attack 6/12. 6/12, this will be up to 7. So if they get 1 more Time Warp, we lose. We'll look for 1 more Time Warp, and if we do see it, we'll concede. Because they'll be able to get this up to 7 in Emblem, and then use that on Time Warps in the future. We have a Center of the Sea being played. Down to 9. Like I said, we need 1 more Time Warp here. Draws. Returning a card is 3. I think they're 1 more. We'll see. They're attacking me twice here. Maybe I've miscalculated how many extra turns my opponent has. Oh, they just have a Bolt. All right, we're going to game 3. So my opponent can play numerous times over. Could just try to name blue. Let's bring in Iona here to try to name blue. And I like the Ashiok. They might have, who knows what they'll have. Who knows? Who knows? Let's get rid of 1 Jace. Jace was interesting, but wasn't fast enough. All right, we're gonna keep this. This is pretty decent. I've got Collective Brutality, can check the hand. I've got the Footsteps to set my opponent back, and I am on the play. So we'll see if that all goes according to plan here. Marsh Flats pass turn. Go get a Hallowed Fountain here. Not entirely worried about my life total. A Vesperlark is not bad to see here. We will minimally play 2 modes. Get rid of an Ashen Rider. So we have Serum Visions, Time Warp, Valakut Awakening. I guess I'll just take the Serum Vision so they can't set anything crazy up here. No counters because they're a Fires deck, so we're going to get to Footsteps them with Ashen Rider here. Mystic Sanctuary. And I think I want to set them back here. So we'll go ahead and Footsteps Ashen. We can get this Jace down soon. Oh, you drew. You drew the Veil of Summer. Well, nifty. I have to choose a permanent. This is awful. Oh my gosh, I've never been veiled like this before. This is awful. It hurts. They top decked the Veil. They top decked the Veil. Oh no. Oh no. How painful is this? We even checked for it. Not that we were expecting Veil, but we checked for a counter spell, and they're a Fires deck, so of course not, right? This is about to be the greatest hits of Vesperlark fails. My opponent also picks up a Savor of the Moment, which was not in the hand earlier. Valakut Awakening to redraw some interesting cards here. They don't even have to get rid of the Time Warp. There goes the Time Warp. I don't deserve this. We're trying to play Vesperlark Reanimator. I don't deserve this. I'm going to chat to my opponent. This is a sweet list. I like it. Very combo-like. Very fiery. Very Walker. Very nice. That's how you talk to an opponent. Very nice. Don't get salty. Sweet. The love list. So sweet. Would play on stream. But you did veil me. No, we can't let that salt come out. Having a good conversation with our opponent. We'll see if they provide a list, but this will probably end us because we got double Stone Rained, no creature. Nah. Nah, I'm not streaming now. Recording for YouTube. Recording the great failures of Vesperlark Reanimator. We might get a list here. If I do, you just have to stop by the stream sometime. It will not be in the description, but I'll probably play this soon. They'll hit me up on Discord. We'll get a list soon. Let me grab this name here. We'll get that done between matches. Match 4 is going to come up soon. That's for sure. Because unless I top deck a land here, we're not playing Magic anymore. By the way, I think they time warped. I'm not really sure. I'm not paying attention anymore. We'll see you in match 4. There's the time warp. Hit me to 13. There you go. Next match coming up. Match 4. 0-3 in the hole. Just like we don't talk about 5-0s, we don't talk about... It's not going to happen. Vesperlark will not be done like that. Match 4. We have a mission. And our mission is to win. Let's find this opponent. Opponent found. Let's win. We get to go first again. It's like the list wants us to win. We'll keep this. We have Stitcher, Body Double, Collective Brutality. It's just begging to win. Here we go. Watery Grave, Stitcher, go. Mill some great things. Footsteps, Unburial. Well, the Unburial was nice, but the Footsteps would have been nice in hand. The list is laughing at us. It's Prowess. We can beat Prowess. We've got this. Let's go fetch a basic. I'm gonna go fetch a basic swamp here. It is nice. They do play Blood Moon. Let's go ahead and let's 3 mode. 1, 2, 3. Ditch, ditch. We've got the lands we need. They've just got to crash through. Who cares? I'm gonna leave Stitcher back on blocking duty. Stitcher's not winning this game. This Woodfall Primus is. Let's find ourselves a Vesperlark and let's win this game. Swift Spear. Definitely worth blocking here. Crashes through. We have what we need in the sideboard, but can we get this game 1? That is the question. It says trample now, which is a bit awkward. Let's hold for 1 turn. I don't need to get trampled over. We need to get a little more value out of our Stitcher here. There's a Mind Rake. I hate shocking in here. I need all the mana for the Unburial Rites coming up. Just hold tight. Hold tight. We're going to do some blocking here. We're going to Unburial Rites the Woodfall Primus with the body double. I'm going to have this block in here, so this block's going to be good. This is going to be our match, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be our match. Oh, Swift Spear number 2. Sunbay Canyon in play. They do have a Bedlam Reveler that we're aware of. Manamorphose? Kind of feels like that. Manamorphose. Redraws. 2 red mana. No crash through. No crash through. Make Stitcher good. That doesn't really make Stitcher good. Got shot in. Another Footsteps hits the bin here. Hits for 6. Puts us to 10. Awkward moments. Collective Brutality. It's an interesting card here. Because I could kill. I could then Mind Rake as well. I wonder if I'm supposed to do this. This would offset. No, it would just kill. I'm gonna do it. We're shocking in here. We're shocking in. We're gonna kill this. They don't have another gut shot. Never would, never will. And then we're gonna go ahead and Mind Rake overloaded here to get rid of the Bedlam Reveler and the other card. We have a Swift Spear to beat. We do shock in there. I don't think it's gonna punish us. We'll see. Next up is Woodfall Primus, Reanimated. Bolts us. Going to 5, going to 3. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, we're not casting that guy. Let's go ahead and Unburial Rites. 1 Burial Rites, the Woodfall Primus here. This does mean body double doesn't hit too much, although Bedlam Reveler is not a bad thing to hit from their graveyard. Which is something I could have hit, but I'm going to take out a land here. Floats. Fine by me. They use the cantrip. They're just looking for a lava, perhaps dart, bolt, spike. Wasn't our match. All right, we got to go to game number 2. Game number 2. Feed the Swarms in. Timely's in. Elish Norn's Resolute. Iona's. All of this good stuff. Jin's out. Woodfall Primus, pair of those. 1 Ashen Rider. We can go down a body double as well. Jace isn't the greatest in this matchup because it gets picked off. Mind Rake isn't going to always do something. And then probably just need to drop 1 more thing. Let me drop 1 Feed the Swarm. Feed the Swarm's great because it can hit the enchantments that we need. Or sorry, the enchantments like Blood Moon. But it can also hit the creatures. So we want to be sure that we have at least black mana. It'd be great to have white mana as well for Timely's and not necessarily Iona's, but you get the gist. Opening hand looks relatively decent here. We're going to put Watery Grave in sideways and pass turn. I'm going to plan to get a Hedron Crab and at least get my Polluted Delta here. A little bit of use out of Polluted Delta. Ransack's great to see here, and as is the Feed the Swarm. We may not get our white mana here with the Polluted Delta. Never mind. We'll probably do that anyway. Feel pretty safe just going and getting... I actually milled over my island. Let's get a hallowed fountain here. Mill some more. Hopefully not the swamp. We don't hit too much in the yard though. It'll be okay. We got this. We got this. Extra mountain for our opponent. Manamorphose, no surprise here. We will not be blocking this turn. They might just kill the crab though. Lava spikes me down to 15. We go down to 12 with the Swift Spear. Crashes through, another reason really not to necessarily block. Go down to 11. I think that's all right. I said that famously last time though too. Couple feed the swarms. Let's go ahead and mill ourselves. Vesperlark, resolute and timely. Let's go ahead and go get our basic swamp here. Mill ourselves again. There's Body Double and Iona. So now, do I just feed here or ransack? I guess I'll go ahead and ransack here. We hit a Footsteps of the Goryo here. There's a timely, which wouldn't be bad. Let's do Footsteps, because Footsteps would hit the Resolute Archangel, which will reset my life total. And then I'll have plenty of time, right? Plenty of time. I can do this through a Blood Moon too, if they do it. Soul Scar Mage. Followed by Lava Dart. Probably time to defend. Uh-oh, stop. Stage is lit. Lava Dart and Lightning Bolt. It's a lot of damage. I suppose I could just let Swift Spear through since I'm gonna Footsteps the Resolute Archangel here. A little bit sketchy with potentially gut shot. Ooh. Ooh. Now we just Vesperlark back. Iona with Body Double. Oh, that's so much better. Evoke. Triggering on Body Double. Body Double gets Iona back, and we'll name Red. I don't see us losing from here. I don't see us losing from here. Looks good. Good luck, opponent. Is that a hard lock? I believe it is. We'll see what they want to do here. Can't cast anything. It's all red. That's what we want. That's what we want. I'd like a Woodfall Primus in so they can Footsteps the Goryo on Body Double to Woodfall Primus. Be ideal. I'm gonna take the Ashen Riders out. Let's try this. I've never really done this where I take completely one or the other. Let's take the Ashen Riders out completely. I won't be able to target creatures. However, if I have a Woodfall Primus and I kill a land or two, totally fine. But if I have the Body Double, then I can use that to reanimate potentially Iona or Elishnorn, and that is game ending. Opening hand looks pretty good. We'll keep. No enablers. We'll see how much that pains us, but we do have a removal spell, and I do like the removal spell. No way to get a basic swamp either, which is a little bit dangerous. I'm just kidding. There's basic swamp. All right, go ahead, opponent. We do have the Collective Brutality in case I draw one of the 7 to 9 hits, however many I kept here. Might be trying to use that with Collective Brutality this coming turn. We'll see. Sunbaked Canyon for our opponent. We do have a Swift Spear with floating red mana, and another Swift Spear. Opponent attacks us for 3. It's a decent amount. Top deck, let's go. Well, there's a Body Double. So, fetch for basic here. And I could Collective Brutality here, getting rid of Body Double. The problem with that might just be better than what I want to do. But we just don't have any other like enabler here, and that's kind of dangerous. I kind of want to just 3-mode this. Get rid of Body Double, get rid of 1 Footsteps. We get a Bolt here. They have another Swift Spirit and a Bedlam Reveler. So this will nice and slow down what's going on. Top deck's a land here. Plays new Swift Spirit. Calm down, opponent. Alright, that would have been nice to have the previous turn. Not something I get the luxury of, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and, with what's left in the hand, I think I'm going to just cast a Vesperlark and take my chances that they won't draw like a Bolt or other cantrip spell. Maybe we'll just take another land here. They're going to cantrip their Sunbaked Canyon, so that does help them out. Lava Dart would be probably one of the worst things. It does Lightning Bolt here, which is fine. We get Body Double back. Body Double is going to get Vesperlark. Vesperlark's back. Definitely going to probably block here. Need to preserve my life total some way. And just repeat and repeat and repeat, because that's what would do. All right, let's go ahead and kill one of these. Still black on defense here, just pass the turn. If I would have held the Collective Brutality one more turn, that Woodfall Primus would be in the yard and the Footsteps would have killed most of the lands at this point. And that would be really good. No such luck here, though. Definitely defending with the Vesperlark. Opponent untaps Bedlam Reveler, extra land played, and an unknown card. Definitely going to go blocking, and they know this. So if they don't have a way to pump these, they may not attack us, and we may get a free turn here. What we're going to do with this free turn, I have no idea. Top deck that Collective Brutality or Mindraker, Ransack the Lab. Maybe we top deck that sweet Jace. Opponent comes in attacking. I will block. Easy block. All right. Just going to continue to get Vesperlarks back here. Ooh, that's not bad. I'm not disappointed with this. I'm never going to really have less creatures, so we'll just take it for a gain 6 and pass the turn. Buying ourselves some time here. 3 mana lights the stage. They find Killing Fiend and Lava Dart here. Can't play any of these this turn. We hit a land, which is nice. I'm 1 away from being able to use Body Double. For what? I don't know yet. What's next? Just play Killing Fiend and Lava Dart. What I wouldn't do to be able to discard this Woodfall Primus. Lava Dart's me. I think I'm just going to F6 here. I kind of want to draw land. And if I happen to find Hedron Crab, I wouldn't mind actually playing Hedron Crab and then fetching with Marsh Flats. So pretty happy with either line here. My opponent will not attack. They've figured out what we do. Footsteps here. I don't have the extra Body Double down, so we'll just hang tight with our opponent here, not doing anything. Extra land here, definitely in the territory of Bedlam Reveler. Lava Dart's me. Just gonna activate Kiln Fiend a little bit here. Kiln Fiend's a 4/2. If my opponent gets that crash through, we're in trouble. So a little less patience on my part is gonna maybe not be good for us. I'm gonna turn off our auto yields here because I see the Blood Moon. Wouldn't mind fetching in response to said Blood Moon. I don't get the island that I've been talking about. We will get another swamp though. So now I want Stitcher's Supplier. Definitely blocking Kiln Fiend. Gonna take 4. Body double, rinse, repeat. I think I just continue to get Vesperlark. New Vesperlark. All right, where are we at? Played the new Vesperlark. Pass the turn. Go ahead, opponent. Thought I heard something. Land is played here. What, Bedlam Reveler is what they could play now? I could double block the Monastery Swiftspear, I think. Gut shots me. Worth it with the Bedlam Reveler. Plays Bedlam Reveler. And Soulscar Mages. No attack. Burial's not going to do it. We'll pass back. We're at 6. They could kill us. Crash through will do it. And we'll concede. Crash through gets there here. Opponent can attack through. Not only that, they found their spells a bolt, needing 3 more damage. If we waited one more turn with the Voidfall Primus, the Collective Brutality, we might be in a bit of a different game. However, unfortunately, we did not. We got a little impatient here, and our opponent takes us down. We did get an Iona lock on our opponent in game 2. However, game 3 doesn't happen the same way. 0-4. Oh no. That can't be good. That can't be good. Will we have a chance? Are we about to go 0-5? No. We must win. Match 5 coming up next. We win some and we lose some. 0-4. 0-4. We got 1 match left to play. We got 1 more opponent to see. We have 1 more chance to win. It's a tough one. A little Vesperlark that could, though. Let's make it happen. Let's win 1. Match 5 coming up here next. Match 5 found here. Let's go ahead and play our final round. We get to play first. We have an Enabler. Gonna keep. Just gonna fetch. I'm even gonna shock it in. We're gonna slap down this Hedron Crab, pass the turn. We'll hope they don't remove it. I don't want it Thought Seized, so we gotta play it out. We don't know what's gonna happen. Watery Grave here, don't Fatal Push me. Blood Chiefs. That's okay, we'll lead this off with a Stitcher next. All right, we found some good stuff in the yard now. We'll see. Maybe our opponent's just gonna mill me. Maybe. Blue-black? Blood Chiefs? Kind of feels like potentially mill. Opponent's taking a look at our graveyard and going, what's going on? And then they're gonna Surgical Extraction me and I'm going to cry. No such luck, thank goodness. Play our Jace Vryn's Prodigy here. I think I'll go ahead and attack for 1, possibly. There's nothing scary in the yard. Let us just play Magic, opponents. Down to 17, it looks like. And we pass. They Fatal Push Jace. How rude. How rude. Polluted Delta goes and gets another Watery Grave. So we've got blue-black control. Mayhaps. Maybe. What else? Next up. Seagate Reborn. And a Narset Parcher of Veils. This is definitely blue-black control. Force of Negation picked up for our opponent. Not looking very good for us. Let's go ahead and just fetch here. Godless Shrine seems fine. Alright, we put the Narset down to 2. We have a Force of Negation. I don't have a lot of anti-counter magic here. Usually we have to just beat them to the punch. And that doesn't appear to be the case. My opponent does another down tick with Narset here. Picks up another card. What is it going to be? Or is it a miss? That's the hope we need. Cryptic Command. This is not very good. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and attack with this Stitcher. I have Body Double and I have Footsteps Ligorio. I think I'm going to wait for my opponent to make a move here. The Body Double is kind of nice if they were to tap out in any fashion, because the Force of Negation is for countering non-creatures. So if we think, oh, we'll protect ourselves, we'll slap down a Jace and we'll be fine. Don't mind that. Cling to Dust's a non-creature in order to draw a card. Cling to Dust is a really bad card for us. All this graveyard hate. Is Vesperlark good? Fun? Yes, absolutely. Good? This can't be an 05. We don't deserve this. Let's make it happen. Come on. Pump ourselves up. Pump, pump, pump. Sunken Hollow for our opponent. Flooded Strand. Here we go. Narset. See, this is the line. Now I can Body Double possibly. Here we go. They think they're safe. Force of Negation. Ha! Ha! Get Body Doubled. We got this. Look, it's just Jace. Just Jace. Alright, opponent. Are you gonna let me Body Double? That would be sweet. Gonna give it a shot. Body Double is not forcible. However, Mana Leak and many other things could happen right here. Fetching. Basic Island. Remand. Well, go ahead and attack Narset here just so that they don't have the Narset lingering around. Although it doesn't look very good here. Jace and then Narset. We have a Field of Ruin. Inquisition to go check our hand out if they would like to. They might. They may take this. They do. There goes our Footsteps of Ligorio. This is not looking very good. Goodbye, Footsteps. It's nice knowing you. Jin to Taxis. Jin is here. Jin's pretty good in this matchup if you can get it down early. I'm gonna not play Body Double into the Cryptic Command. Don't need to give my opponent any extra here. My Stitcher's gonna take us the full distance. They're considering perhaps Field of Ruining us. Don't really care here. I've got white, black, and blue mana. Plenty. If they take any of these and try to shut me off one of my lands, I can get the other basic here. Which we'll go ahead and do. Taking me off blue. I don't run Cryptic Command. I'm not that kind of player, opponent. They eliminate my Stitcher here. Eliminate's really bad against us to some degree. So we have Inquisition, we have that. They know about Body Double. They haven't seen Vesperlark yet. We don't have a Body Double in the yard yet. We went over a Ransack and a Swamp. We'll just pass. Once again, they have that Cryptic Command, so I don't really need to play straight into it here. Would like to stack spells if I could, although stacking spells in this list is not easy. Four mana. Clings to dust to draw another card. This is another thing. Even though I could use body double, I only have one Ashen Rider. My body double could just be copying a Jace, and that could just turn on who knows what for my opponent. So they're going to go ahead and play their Jace. So this is going to be my one window to try the body double. Do I expect remands and other things? Absolutely. They can even hard cast Force of Negation. Are we way behind? Absolutely. Are we going to get that 0-5? Let's not talk about that yet. All right. Ooh. Take a Stitcher. I don't mind a Stitcher. Help our graveyard out a little bit. If I find an Unburial Rites, I can run it straight into Force of Negation or Cryptic. No such things. Collective Brutality, Mindrake, and Collective Brutality hit the bin. 2 Collective Brutalities would have been nice based on what I have in my hand. Down to 8. I'm not liking our position here. Mystic Sanctuary to pick up what? Eliminate? Remand. Archmage Charm. So they had the counter. They're actually just going to steal my Stitcher here, which is kind of hilarious. So now they have a Stitcher. I have nothing. They had the counter for the body double. Jace doing the brainstorm things. We know about 2 of their counter spells. I think this might be a concession here and move on. Narset now. What new counter do you have, opponent? Ah, just Narset. Just Narset. Hits me for 1, though. Alright. I'll humor this. Body double. What are you going to do, opponent? I think, to be really funny, they should cling my Ashen Rider. They've remand. They've got Jace online, Narset. They've got 2 counters. They've got a Stitcher. Not that the Stitcher's going to do much. We're going to draw Ashens. Really, I'm just playing 1 spell a turn. I don't think it's a preemptive concede. Alright, based on what we saw, I'm going to go ahead and bring Iona in for blue. I like Jin here. I like Woodfall and Ashen Riders. I think, if I'm really honest, probably just not going to get a Ransack to work. Probably... I need to hit like the Vesperlark body double off of an enabler here. Let's get rid of one of the Mind Rakes as well. Mind Rake would be nice to get rid of their hand, but I think I'm going to just try Vesperlark body double off of Hedron Crab or Stitchers and really just hope. Let's play first. I have the Hedron Crab. I have the Hedron Crab. Hallowed Fountain, Hedron Crab. Do I wait here? They could Thoughtseize Inquisition me. I think I've just got to play it. Gotta play and hope. Crab. Don't worry about Crab. Flooded. No. No. Watery Grave. No. Inquisition. Ugh. I kill it. So rude. I can only do 2 modes here with the Collective Brutality. So awkward. I'm still going to do the 2 modes and put the Woodfall Primus. We get through a Remand, which isn't bad. Alright, we have Narset and Jace to beat. If I hit a Footsteps of the Goryo here, we could nail both lands. Be pretty happy about that. Sunken Ruins come into play. No, this is the filter land. Alright. Let's go. Took that Remand, feels good. You're checking out Woodfall Primus here. There's that Sunken Ruins. Footsteps right here. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Get a Watery Grave. Don't have the counter. Footsteps, the Woodfall Primus. Yes. Yes. Persist. Blow the lands up. Good luck, opponent. 3-turn clock. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Get Stone Rained. Concession. Nice. All right. Okay. Let's bring one Mind Rake back in. I'm going to strip out one Unburial Rites. Iona on blue. Let's go. Hand looks great. We got Stitcher. We got Jace. We're going to hit some great things. We're going to Footsteps of the Goryo them. No way to check their hand. No way to check. There we go. They might want to interact with the Stitcher. Maybe not. There's the Iona body double. One time. Vesperlark. Vesperlark off the top. No cling. No. Force wouldn't matter. No remand. It's destiny. It's destiny. Vesperlark right here. Blue Delta. That's fine. It's fine. Oh, it wasn't Vesperlark. Play Jace. I'll attack with Stitcher perhaps. Now they have Archmage Charm potentially online. Forces. All of those good things that they can just hard cast. It's okay though. We gave it a shot. We had the Dream Mill. Just didn't have the Vesperlark in hand. All good. Third land here. Do we want Narset? Careful. 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 Decides to just give us the turn back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose I can do a fetch here. I only want one of these in the yard anyway, and it's going to be Woodfall Primus. I wish I had a way to check their hand. I really wish I had a way to check the hand. What if I just hard cast this? Maybe they'll get confused by the evoke. Maybe they won't like the evoke. They'll be like, psh, don't care. Come on, Vesperlark. Turn 3. How bad could this be, right? How bad could this be, Blue Mage? Oh, they countered. They countered. Here, we'll make our Stitcher smaller. There's no real surprise with that counter. I'm just going to say, should not surprise anyone. All right, Field of Ruin here. We had a Mind Rake, which isn't bad. Combat. I could Mind Rake Overload, Mind Rake Overload. I don't know if I want to do that. Let's go ahead and put this down. Let's go up with Jace. Let's go ahead and just cast. Just hard cast. Would you like to lose 2 cards, please? Or would you like to counter? We need to use Jace down tick again if they don't counter this. It's all right. Looking for, at this point, we can take Footsteps of the Goryo, Vesperlarks. Okay, they bounce Jace. Bounce Jace and counter. That's probably okay. Narset gets to reset Jace here, which is okay. We're getting close to just hard casting Ashen Rider. That's something we don't do all the time. Archmage Charm. All right. It's pretty good. Jace and Jace. We'll play Jace. I suppose I have to attack the Narset again. Not looking so good here now that my opponent's been able to use a Narset once and we'll get to use a Narset a second time. We almost had the hard lock on them. I say hard lock, there's things they could do to get rid of my Iona. However, that Vesperlark bringing back Body Double and Iona would have been perfect. What's funny here is this Narset actually prevents the Jace. So even though they're killing it with Blood Chiefs, this is that card that would have done that. What do we find here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 lands away? Oh, Remand. Remand kind of stops us. Remand would kind of stop us. Ooh. Vesperlark after Jace. Maybe they remand this? Come on, Remand. Remand him. Probably doesn't matter. Evoking Vesperlark here. I suppose this plays not into Mana Leak very well. But Vesperlark here, evoked, Body Double. Need to dodge a Cling, need to dodge a Mana Leak here. They kept a Remand. Remands, back to hand. Re-evoke. Trigger. Body Double, hope you don't have a Cling. No. No. Opponent? Why do you tease me like that? I just wanted one thing in this world, opponent, and it was to put a Iona down for you. Snapcaster. Oh, what are we gonna Snapcaster? Blood Chief. Kill the Jace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jace is dead. We draw a Woodfall Primus, which does us nothing. Our opponent turning this corner. Narset. Down tick. They can't cast Archmage. Fatal Push. Combat. Let's go ahead and attack Narset. My hope is to hit one of my Unburial Rites here. And they don't have Force of Negation. Ooh, they block. Okay. Mill. Nothing of use. Stitcher again. Mill. Did get the salvage. I could dredge that back. Nothing. Nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be 7. I could do that. Fatal Pushes. Stitcher. At end step, we found the Unburial Rites. It is our destiny to play the Unburial Rites. We got this. We got this. Believe. Oh no, another Archmage Charm. I'm gonna actually dredge this. Getting close. Getting close. Let's try to Unburial the Woodfall Primus. This will get one of the counters out of hand. It should. We're doing something with Field, though. Field's away my Godless Shrine. I'll get a new card. This allows them to Archmage Charm still. Could have clinged in response as well. Not a lot going on for us here, but it looks like they want to charm this away. If we had a follow-up Footsteps of the Goryo, things would have been perfect. We have 7 mana. That does mean Ashen Rider is live. Plays Jace. Just don't have Remand now. Draws 3. Land, no remand. Land, no remand. It's that simple, right? It will be that simple. Land, click, remand. Don't remand me. Hard cast Ashen Rider. I can't pay for that. It cost me 8. Was that not enough, opponent? Was that not enough? Jace using Brainstorm, Archmage Charm, and I'm sitting here with a Woodfall Primus. I don't want to give up yet. I want to be beaten by this opponent. Teferi's Puzzle Box. Put Woodfall to the bottom. Glasspool Mimic. So about that being beat by my opponent. Unfortunately, Vesperlark's not doing so hot today. It has been disastrous, to say the least. My opponent has Archmage Charm. They've got the Narset in play. They've got Jace down. Now they just have to find a win condition. We at no point have anything that would be played at instant speed. Although this card is a great card. But, alas, my opponent has hardlocked us. Ladies and gentlemen, YouTube folks, that's an 0-5. We'll see you in the conclusion. Vesperlark, Reanimator. As long as there is not graveyard hate, or not that much of it, you'll have a blast. But, if your opponents have the counters, they have the graveyard hate, and they have the speed, you will lose. List is fun. List is a joy to play, and if we really look at it briefly, aside from the very first one, we took a game off every single opponent, and it was a blast to do so. So we can look at that as a small victory, getting wins in when we can, before, and sometimes after they bring in that graveyard hate. Vesperlark Reanimator probably needs a little bit of an update. Some things that we could explore is a different color. Some ways we can protect the combo as well. And other ways to maybe just go even further all in on our graveyard. Many options here, and I think personally, I do like the idea of potentially splashing another color. Maybe we'll look to green for some of those Veil of Summers. Maybe we look to red for maybe some sort of looting or other interaction. Who knows? Who knows? Really cool list though. As always, I do enjoy playing it. Just didn't quite get there this evening. If you've enjoyed yourself watching the YouTube video, consider liking and subscribing. I don't know why you've continued to watch until this point, but if you have, thank you. We'll see you in your next matches. Take care and be safe, everyone. Till next time.